Assalamu alaikum and hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss a very important and a very interesting topic in science. But before we reveal the name of the topic, just have a look at few of the images here on the screen. We can see people getting themselves tested, people wearing face masks, people maintaining social distancing, and also the use of hand sanitizers. So can you guess what we are trying to convey here? I think most of you all must have guessed it right. Here we are actually talking about the recent coronavirus pandemic, a crisis that the entire world is facing today. Why do you think is coronavirus so scary? Why are the people so easily getting infected with the virus? Basically, people are internally weak. All the people who are physically internally weak, or the ones who are already suffering from some sort of infections or allergies, are prone to the coronavirus infection. So, do you think we are going to discuss coronavirus in detail today? Not really. Today, we are going to deal with a topic which will help us to understand how we should equip our body to fight such viruses, infections, and diseases. Today, we are going to talk about the nutrition in living organisms. When we talk about living organisms, depending upon the cellular structure, we know living organisms are either unicellular or multicellular. Irrespective of which category they belong to, every living organism carries out different life processes that are continuously going on inside our bodies. For example, circulation, respiration, digestion. These are a few examples of the life processes that are continuously going on inside the bodies of all living organisms. Now, we know for our body to perform any type of work, we require energy. Same is the case with the life processes. For the life processes to go on in our body, we require energy. Where does this energy come from? I think you all must have guessed it. This energy comes from the food that we eat. And what exactly is food? What is the meaning of the term foodstuffs? So, substances which are digested and assimilated for obtaining energy and for the growth and health of our body are called foodstuffs. Once again, those substances which when we eat, they are digested, that is, they are broken down into simpler, smaller particles, and then they are assimilated, that is, they are absorbed into our blood for obtaining energy and for the growth and health of our body, are called foodstuffs. From the word foodstuffs, we can come up with a new term. The term is nutrition. Nutrition is a process which is closely related to the food that we eat. So what is nutrition? The process of taking in and using food which takes place in all living organisms is called nutrition. The process by which all the living organisms eat food, and once the food enters their body, that food is used by the body for various purposes is called nutrition. So from this we can say that foodstuffs and nutrition are related to each other. Now when we talk about nutrition, when we talk about foodstuffs, there is something magical about these two terms. When we talk about foodstuffs, there is a magical ingredient, a magical component which helps our body with the energy that it requires. Yes, so here we come up with nutrients. We eat different types of food: fruits, vegetables, dairy products, fish, meat, chicken, cereals, pulses, etc. From the different varieties of food that we eat, we get different types of nutrients. They are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals. So, just like we have variety in the food that we eat, there are variety of nutrients that are found in the food. Again, they are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals. To simplify things and to understand the role of each of these nutrients, we have actually categorized them into two groups. The first is macronutrients. The word macro means major. So from this word we can say macronutrients are those nutrients which are required in large quantities by our body, and they provide energy to our body. So carbohydrates, proteins and fats are actually macronutrients. The second is micronutrients. Micro means small. So from this we can say micronutrients are those which are required in very small quantities by our body, and they help to digest the macronutrients. So minerals and vitamins are actually in the group of micronutrients. From the two definitions, we can clearly say that both these nutrients play an integral part in the overall growth and development of our body, and we can also say that both these nutrients are actually related or dependent on each other. Now that we have spoken about nutrition and the two groups of nutrients, let us understand what exactly is the need for nutrition. There are different points that you have to keep in mind when you talk about the need for nutrition. The very first is nutrition is needed to supply the energy required for doing work. As I already told you, our body has to perform various activities each day, and there are life processes that are going on continuously in our body. So, for performing all these types of activities, we require energy, and that energy is supplied to our body through nutrition. The second point that we have to consider is for the growth and development of the body. We require nutrition for the overall growth and development of our body. The third is to replace the damaged cells and repair tissues. Whenever we fall ill, whenever there are chemical changes going on in our body, whenever we are stressed or anxious or nervous, few cells of our body get damaged, and it becomes very important to replace these damaged cells with new healthy cells. For replacing these damaged cells and for repairing the tissues, our body requires nutrition. And finally, to fight diseases. So again, if we want to fight infections and diseases without depending on any medicine, then for that we need nutrition. So whenever you want to talk about the need for nutrition, these are the 4 points that we have to consider. Moving from the need for nutrition, we next come to the modes of nutrition. Modes of nutrition are basically the process by which living organisms produce their food or living organisms consume their food. So, there are 2 modes of nutrition. The first is autotrophic nutrition. It is a process by which some living organisms produce their own food. There are some living organisms that are capable of producing their own food inside their body, and then they use this food for the growth and development of their body. This process is called autotrophic nutrition. So from the definition we can say that all the green plants show autotrophic mode of nutrition. The second is heterotrophic nutrition. Some organisms depend on other organisms for their food, and this process is called heterotrophic nutrition. So apart from all the green plants, all the other living organisms which directly or indirectly depend on plants for their food show heterotrophic mode of nutrition. So today we have discussed the first very important part of our topic, that is, we have discussed what is nutrition. We have also spoken about the two major types of nutrients, and then we spoke about need for nutrition and modes of nutrition. With this, we end our topic for the day here. Thank you very much, all of you.